Hey guys, it's JD from Ponzo World, and today we are installing aftermarket speakers into this 2003 F-150. In this case, this is the four-wheel drive model. Now, it doesn't matter if you have four-wheel drive or if you have different trim levels. It will pretty much be the exact same, except I think in different trim models you'll have different speakers. Now, once again, in this case, it's a four-door, so you might have the two-door version and stuff. That is probably going to be a little bit different. And of course, in that case, you'll still have four speakers, but in different positions. So you can see here, what we're doing first is the most complicated step, which is, of course, removing the door panel on the most complicated door, which is the driver's side, because it has all these controls and everything here. So I'm going to show you how to remove all of the door panels. Pretty much, once again, they're the same. But let me go ahead and show you what tools we need. We need some Allen wrenches. In this case, we have metric, and then I believe US or inch, whatever. Phillips screwdriver, and then normal flathead screwdriver, and then a 6mm socket, and a 7mm socket, and then of course the speakers, and well, hold on, and then we also need a 6mm socket, sorry. And here is the speakers that we are installing. You can see they are Rockford Fosgate, I believe that's how you say them. Punch, you can see there all the information. They're not very big, but they are 6x8s, which is supposedly what will fit here. I think they're a little bit small, or a little bit bigger, sorry, than the stock speakers, but supposedly they will work and will fit. See, I believe that's the model number. This is the box they came in. And of course, I took the speakers out, but there is the instruction guide, but we don't need that. And then one packet of screws in each box. In this case, we got 2 boxes because each box contains 2 speakers. And then we got 2 boxes because it contains 4 speakers. If that made any sense. Anyways, we'll go ahead and start removing this door panel. Alright, so first thing you want to do is, first of all, remove this little piece right here. Now, sadly, I only have one hand available because my other hand is, of course, holding the camera because I'm videoing. So this is going to be a little complicated, but first of all, you have to remove this part. Try not to hurt the leather, which pretty much just rubs away. So first of all, we have a screw here which you need to remove, and then down here there are that screw and that screw which you need to remove, and then after that pop up this part right here, which I will show in just a minute, and then there will be a bolt under there. Takeoff basically just goes on. You get your flathead screwdriver underneath about right here and just pry up, and the clips come undone. And then you need to definitely take note of which connector goes where on here. That's what I did, so if you need to go ahead and take a picture now. And then right under here, there's a bolt, which I'm not sure what size, but I'll tell you guys in just a second. This bolt right here, or nut, or whatever you want to call it, is a size 7, so get your little size 7 socket with probably you want an extender, which is what I used, and it just makes the job 10 times easier. So you take that out, and then basically you lift up and the entire door panel comes off, which I will show you in just a second. Right, so I got that bolt, or whatever you want to call it, out. Now I'm going to go ahead and prop up the camera here, or at least I'm going to try to, and I'm going to show you guys me lifting this off. Sometimes it does take a little bit of work. See, it is definitely loose. Then that just lifts right on off. You can set the door panel off to the side. And let me grab my camera here. And then here's the door panel, and the speaker is right here. So we're gonna go ahead and remove that right now. 4 bolts and screws, and they are a size 6. So, and those could be actually taken out by hand because they've gotten loose over the years. You can see right here, this is the stock speaker, if you want to get a model number off of there. And I noticed, I actually took out that speaker just a couple days ago to get sizes and stuff. And I noticed that there's not only rust on this speaker, but also on the other side there's rust. So water has definitely gotten up here at some point, or it's just moisture. It's really weird. So let's go ahead and see if these speakers fit. All right, so I am happy to say that these speakers do in fact fit in here perfectly, and they actually align with the holes great. So I'm really happy about that. So I have the little adapters inside that actually didn't end up fitting the terminals on the speaker. We had to solder some new attachments onto them, so then they would attach to this and then to a speaker perfectly fine. So I'm going to go ahead and show you guys installing that right now. All right, so I just plugged this one up, and I just gotta say it sounds so much better than that speaker, and especially the back speakers for some reason. Probably just because, you know, wear over the years has deteriorated the speakers, I guess, and it's definitely probably worth the upgrade at this point. So I mean, this one was moving a ton, so was the other one. It is just distorting, and it sounded pretty crap. So I'm very happy so far. So let's go ahead and finish installing these. All right, so in case you're wondering, yes, these do mount perfectly fine with the stock mounting holes. It goes right in, along with the stock screws. Work perfectly fine. And it sits, you know, perfect in here. It's not even moving around. Definitely make sure the screws are tight, not too tight, but make sure they're tight enough to create a decent seal around here to prevent, you know, air coming out and making a like a port noise almost on a subwoofer. So let's go ahead and I guess put the door panel back on, because there's not much more you could do. Man, I'm just so happy, and I'm sure it's going to sound so much better when all 4 speakers are in and it's all done. It's going to sound great. All right, so while putting back on the door panels, you got to make sure that there's these little plastic pieces that go into the holes on the actual door, and you got to make sure those go in first, and then basically just press against the door, and you got to make sure the little locking thing here aligns, and everything else, and you'll see it's, you know, not making any gaps here or anything, so you got to make sure of that. And I mean, it goes on pretty simply, but now you got to assemble this, and then you got to put in your screw right there, put this in, put this little cover over, and then put that screw back, and then the screws down there, and then the door panel is done. Right, so the speaker is installed and the door panel is completely back on. Now, before you go any farther, you probably want to test basic functions such as the door lock and stuff like that, just to make sure you didn't maybe hurt one of the wires when you were unplugging it or anything. So you gotta make sure of that. And it's pretty much the same on all the other doors except for the back. So I'll show you what to do on the back door when we get to that point. So gotta go do that one. Won't show you that since it's pretty much the same as the driver's side. All right, so I got done with the passenger side also, which went really smoothly. Now I'm on to the back. Now the only thing different with removing basically the door panel is first you gotta take off this trim piece right here, which you probably want to be very careful with. Actually, I'll just remove it with my hand. There we go. And now there is a screw here, which you need to remove, and then screws in all the other same places. As you can tell, I already removed the door panel back here. Once again, nothing too different than the front ones. And as you can tell, I also already took the speaker out. Now, why I'm showing you this is because this one's different in terms of the screws that they use. They use Allen wrenches, or Allen wrench heads, And in this case, it's on the inches, and it's the 7/64 Allen wrench. This is what it looks like. It's very small, but there's 4 of those, and you just take the speaker out, or you can take the entire enclosure out. And now it might look like there is not a lot of room in here. It might not even be enough for this, but it actually is. I already test fit, and it is. You know, there's very little room left, but there's enough to fit the speaker inside of there, so that's good.